There is one part of our build that is causing us major problems. This cabinet right here, we thought was gonna be so amazing, but we were wrong. Right now we have it set up where we have 2 giant drawers on the top. This drawer is so deep that it's kind of useless. Only the very bottom layer is getting any action, so the whole top is wasted space. This second drawer has become a junk catch-all. It's just full of stuff. It's not really easy to organize. Could just be better. In our last van, our fridge slid forward to back, so we thought we solved all of our problems by having it slide in and out. We were wrong. We had to put in locks so that it doesn't slide while we're driving, but I think we cheaped out on the locks and they've become more of a problem than a solution. Sometimes you'll think they're in the upright position, you'll pull the fridge out, they'll actually be down, and now we have scratches on our floors.
Son of a bitch.
No bueno. Once you do pull the fridge the whole way out, which it isn't necessarily easy. The major design flaw is that the fridge lid can't open all of the way. We absolutely love our Iceco fridge, but where we have it just isn't working. So every time we load it and unload it, we have to hold it up, or else it's gonna slam shut on you.
This was a design flaw on our part by not putting the proper hinges in. Make sure that you get the sliders that extend at least another inch or 2 after you've already opened it.
And get the hinges that lock themselves. But because we didn't do that, now we gotta slide it back in and you gotta make sure it's locked. This is the only part of the area that I absolutely love, is our pantry.
So that one's a check? Bing!
So we're actually gonna try to repurpose most of the wood in this area, but we're gonna reorganize it in a much better way.
We have an emergency situation. Our pump went on us last night, so we have to replace it with a new one. Reason why we need to change this area and have the big storage is because this area has just gotten completely packed.
If you haven't already hit that like button, now is the perfect time to do it. We are no stranger to plumbing issues here on F&A Van Life, but this one turned into a whole day-long ordeal, and we want to make sure that you guys know how to replace it yourself because this is a super important thing about van life. You have to be able to DIY. So check this video over here to see how we did it. We're gonna have it installed in 3, 2. Well, time for the test. We have water!
But now we gotta clean up the freaking mess.
It's not that bad. It's annoying. And then we actually have to go back into Home Depot to buy all the other things that we need for our project. Because we're a 40-minute drive to the Home Depot, we want to make sure that we get everything on our list and we like triple think everything so that we're not driving 2 hours to the store and back just to get some random bit. We were in the Home Depot for about like 3 hours, it felt like. I feel like we walked back and forth that store like 10 times.
At least. Now we have all the things that we think we need for our build.
It's almost 10 o'clock at night. We were starving, so across the street was this Thai place. Picked up some pad Thai and some green curry. Gonna mow this and then find a BLM spot, and then we're gonna take you to the shop tomorrow morning.
We have to take everything out of these freaking drawers, and we got a lot of stuff in here.
Next, we measure and ponder how this is going to come together. Enough pondering, let's cut some shit. Goodbye, shitty locks that have been scratching our floors.
One great thing about these locks is they kept the refrigerator in place and it never came out. So thank you for that.
But like, also, screw you for scratching my floors. I guess I should put shoes on. Safety first. She's looking pretty naked. We're gonna try to reuse all of the hardware, so we're gonna take all the bits off and then reuse all the sliders and the magnets.
These pieces that we added to finish this and make it look nice are in the way of getting this cabinet out. Now I have to remove these pieces and re-nail them in, which is not a big deal, but I don't want to take them all off. because this is fully connected all the way across. And if we take that off, we're gonna have an issue putting it back together. Plan of action is to take the basket off up top and lift the piece out. Do you think it will work? We're getting rid of our whole sticker collection, so Armando, we got you saved, buddy. You don't have to send us any. Do you want to send us a sticker? Just let us know. We'll give you an address to send it to.
Remind me again why we're doing this?
Because you want easier access to the fridge. I don't blame you.
Snacks are life. We're gonna take this unit into the workshop and work on it in there. They have all the tools and everything we need.
We're here at Carefree Camper Company with Blackhawk, the man who runs the show over here, right?
Oh yeah, trying to keep everybody organized and trying to help these guys out with the kitchen cabinet.
The cool part about the spot is you can bring your rig over and they're gonna do a little DIY setup. You can look in the link in the description below and it will bring you exactly where you need to go to get their information so you can contact them and see how much it costs and whatnot.
Yep, so we do everything from sprinters to transits. We got a box truck, an ambulance sitting out there, an old ass Airstream. Pretty much anything you can move and live in, we can build it out for you.
It's all looking very good and high quality, so hopefully our little cabinet could live up to the Carefree Camper Co. seal of approval.
Got to keep it carefree.
We want to reuse materials so that way we're not spending a fortune doing this. But now what that means is we're gonna have to sand everything. We're gonna have to do a little bit more work. It's gonna take a little bit more time, but well worth it when it comes to saving money.
Time versus money, that's always the question.
While you're doing your DIY build, they even offer you Krabby Patties here.
What's a Krabby Patty?
You know what a Krabby Patty is. It's in Bikini Bottom.
As like a little jelly snack?
Yeah. Plankton tries to steal the recipe all the time.
Haha, the pickle's falling out.
Oh no, not the pickle. I'm the Paco king of the world.
Nuh-uh. I'm the Paco queen of the world.
Well, if I'm the king, you be the queen.
I'm in charge.
That's true. I have the little piece. I've made a little makeshift one so I know how deep to go.
Never know how deep to go.
I never know how deep to go. Sometimes I'm too deep, sometimes I'm way too shallow. So, you never know.
I'm talking about woodwork. What are you talking about?
Gross. Get your mind out of the gun, Blackhawk.
It's 5 o'clock, which means the shop is officially shut down, but we're gonna be here for a little while longer.
At least another 2 hours, I think.
Yeah, it would be nice to get this drawer together so we could stain it today so that tomorrow it's nice and dry. That would be great. But for now,
we build! Don't get mad when it's not the best, cause we're not carpenters.
We are not carpenters.
They call me Frankie, not Jesus. Oh Jesus, he was a carpenter.
Doing the best that we can. We are not carpenters. We're doing the best that we can. Taking the paint from the can. We are not carpenters. Hopefully paint covers mistakes.
Moment of truth, here we go. This is how we know if it fits. Sweet
Money.
Caroline, oh, 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 good times never seem so good. So good, so good, so good.
But you know, for not being carpenters, we do a pretty good job. Day 2, moment of truth. Will our first cabinet fit?
Heads up, baby. I'm coming in hot. Is that the right spot?
Yeah, right there.
Okay. What do you think? Good?
Yeah. Next, we're going to push this all the way in and then take the measurements for our next section. We want to measure the space, not based on what our original measurements were, because who knows, they're probably wrong, and I don't want to build a whole cabinet with the wrong measurements.
Alex wanted a frame, so she got a frame.
How are we feeling about the current situation?
Not great, but you know, okay. It could go worse. It could definitely go better. Sometimes you just get in your own head when you're doing this type of stuff. I know I do.
We're trying to put together the big cabinet for the fridge to sit on. It's kind of like a weird, unfun game of Jenga. Today's episode is sponsored by the amazing people at Iceco. They were so gracious and sent us this amazing fridge. Been using our gray Iceco fridge for the last year and have absolutely loved it, but wanted something a little bit bigger and a little bit beefier because it's gonna be our countertop now. This unit is so cool because not only does it open from the front and it's huge on the inside, it also opens from the back. And you can actually take the lid all the way off for easy loading and cleaning. We've got tons of options with this one because it opens from both ways, and you can plug it in from either side. You can mount this literally any way that you want inside of your build.
These Iceco units are extremely rugged, and we love them because they can easily keep temperature overnight if we ever get low on battery. They also are super low power consumption. You can put them in eco mode, you can put it on low consumption mode, and this allows it to use as little power as possible.
We're gonna have a coupon code down in the links below so that you can pick up your Iceco fridge at a sweet discount. Because honestly, this is going to make our new kitchen. I'm so excited.
The reason why we brought the Iceco fridge in here is because we wanted to see how tall it was gonna be when we build this new cabinet area. And we wanted to make sure that when we open it, we're not hitting our upper cabinet. Ooh, I like this fridge a lot.
The cabinet build is going.
Slow.
Slow but sure. We're waiting for a piece to dry, so we're kind of in a spot where we're just waiting. So we're gonna take a walk. If you couldn't tell, it's hot.
Yes, it's very hot. It's kind of funny too. Building a box is a lot more complicated than you would think. I'm just, making it more complicated than what it should be. Who knows?
We're gonna walk over to the store and get something cold and refreshing.
Yeah, I could use it.
Holy moly.
I will say this is a very cute, quaint old town, it seems like. They have a museum on the corner. It's a pretty cool spot that I don't think we would ever came to if it wasn't for this little build. When I think of cactus, this is what I think of. No? That's a freaking cactus. All right, time to see if it fits. Moment of truth, baby. Over. That's not good.
No.
Originally, I was building it without this wall, and that's why I think that happened.
So you didn't remeasure when you did it?
Well, the whole thing is that I didn't want to anchor to this. I figured it would be stronger if we had an actual, look at Paco.
Mm-hmm.
Is this your den? It's the first time I didn't have my woodwork fit.
Your wood's just too big, Frank. The biggest problem that all this is making is that by pulling it apart, because we already wood glued everything before we double checked if it fit, is that all the wood is janky. The new plan is to test every piece of wood before we attach it to anything.
This one is the most important piece of wood because it's the width of the whole thing. If the width of this doesn't fit all the way down, the whole rest of it won't, so. Well, we want it to be tight, but
that's too tight.
It's too tight. Let it go. That's real snug.
There's a wind and it's blowing. There's a current that's running deep.
Box number 2 is done.
I've got all my fingers and toes crossed because this is gonna be absolutely ridiculous if it doesn't fit again.
Undivided ground. Sometimes I think that I lost the sound of the calm inside of me.
Yeah! What it is all gonna look like now, if we don't want to move this basket, and you can get in like that.
Perfect. day 3, hopefully the final day of this renovation project. The van is still a little bit of a mess, but inside the workshop, it's coming together. I have never understood how hinges work, so perhaps it's time to go to YouTube University and find out how to install a hinge.
There's no need to talk about this.
Turns out hinges are the trickiest part of this project.
Yeah, we'll be done in an hour.
Yeah,
And then we get
it's like,
the
we've got like 2 hours worth of work today, that's it. It looks like our cabinet was in a bullet fight.
With very teeny tiny little bullets.
It was a drive-by fruiting.
It was bullets made for ants. We decided that we are going to put in the smaller hinges because we have 1/2-inch wood. That sounds very horrible for somebody.
Hinges, take 3.
Oh, that's horrible.
Is it? A minute ago, Frank's like, it was going so well. I was jamming. It was great. I was like, yeah, you had no idea what you were doing. Of course it was going great.
Moment of truth number 2. Or number 6. Or 5. I don't know. 17. Bottom. Which is fine. I could sand that bottom. What do you think?
Oh, hey guys, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We
Is that
forced her
for-
to say congratulations every time she sees.
It was for like marriage or something.
Oh, that
Oh.
thing. That thing.
Oh, right.
The permanent commitment thing.
Right.
Yeah.
The lifetime of love.
One thing I did to fix all the major holes, I filled them with wood glue. I'm gonna let that wood glue dry, and then after it dries, I'll sand it down, and we'll put some paint over it, and it will be like it never existed. Little pro tip. Little 220 grit sandpaper.
And now it's time for the finishing details. We can put it all back together and get it back in the van. Although now I just realized we have to figure out how to strap the fridge to it. So a couple more steps, but it's looking cute. We lined everything up to the bottom because it's facing the bottom. This is now.
Well, we can see how it works.
Stupid. The upside down doors are in place. Now we just gotta make sure everything fits, secure it in. Final check. Ha 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 ha! Woohoo! We're gonna try to cut the epoxy table, but we've learned our lesson, and so we're gonna make.
Oh, that was in too. It came out because how full it was.
We're gonna make a test cut first.
I'm gonna cut a 1/16 of an inch out to like heat up the epoxy basically to see if it will melt and not chip it. You can look and see nothing looks like it chipped, but we are just barely into the board, so I'm gonna raise it one more time and do it again. I'm not allowed back in the van, Alex said, until this happens.
Top's going on.
After some finagling and fixing, how do you feel?
Sleepy and dirty.
Likewise.
Too hot.
We both need showers. I'm starting to get on the grumpy side because all I've been doing is working all freaking day.
We're gonna get the whole place glammed up. We're gonna get clean and glammed up. And then we're gonna do a big final reveal. So let's go do that.
We have now had a little bit of time to settle in and utilize our space and organize it a bit.
And I can tell you, it has been such a game changer. We are loving the renovation. It gives us so many more options of how we're using the space, which is so important for van life.
We love our little pull-up countertop section. It really opens up the space and allows us to look outside while we're prepping our meals.
And we basically leave the table up all the time because we don't need the little seat down below very often. I really don't know why we didn't install this to begin with.
Our new Iceco fridge is a game changer. It's easy to load and it's huge.
Now it doubles as our counter space. So we've been using it for chopping with the cutting board, and also it's become our drying rack for all of our dishes. The best part is we never have to move it. It doesn't slide, it doesn't move, we don't have to lock it in place. It's amazing.
And with it being on top now, we have so much storage underneath. Before we were lacking storage with those big clunky drawers that we had, and now we could fit everything that we need below the fridge.
We've even bought a couple new kitchen appliances because we have so much room. Absolutely loving it. We always loved our pantry storage area, but adding those couple of extra inches on top had a really awesome added benefit that it's an amazing backer to our seat. We didn't think about that at all.
The only bad thing about it is that we want to install one on the other side now, so we might be doing another kitchen renovation here shortly.
Now that you've seen our updated kitchen renovation, you might be wanting to get into all the other nooks and crannies of our van. If that's the case, click on this video right here and we'll show you our complete van tour.